We're here for the Canadian housing market update in December 2022. We're going to be looking at cities all across Canada in most of the major metro areas, looking at everything from prices to how many sales are happening, how things are changing on a monthly basis. If you'd like to skip ahead to a specific city, just look along the chapters and select where you'd like to go. Or if you'd like to get an overall view of what's going on across the Canadian housing market, stay tuned to the whole video. Now, I am a realtor in the Edmonton market. Sometimes it's very useful to have a local guide. If you're looking at buying in the Edmonton area, feel free to reach out to me. We'll talk more about that in the Edmonton section. All right, so let's jump right in. Starting with the national stats, there was 35,034 sales in the month of November. Good time for me to mention that this is the December update, but we're using the most recent statistics available from all the real estate boards, which is the November stats. The sales were down 3.3% month over month across Canada, and the sales are down 38.9% from last year. So a pretty big dip in the number of sales happening across Canada. There were 69,036 new listings with a sales to new listings ratio of 51%. The composite benchmark price for Canada was sitting at $726,000, which is down 1.2% from last month and down 4.3% from last year. Now looking at the Toronto real estate market, there was 4,544 sales, which was down 8.4% from last month and down 49.4% from last year. There was 8,880 new listings and a sales to new listings ratio of 51%. Active inventory was sitting at about 11,910, which is down 8.5% from last month, but up 95.7% from last year. Months of inventory were sitting at 2.6 months of inventory. Benchmark price in Toronto was $1,089,000, which is down 0.7% from last month and down 5.4% from last year. Vancouver market, 1,614 sales, which is down 15.2% from last month and down 52.9% from last year. There was 3,055 new listings and a sales to new listings ratio of 53%. 9,179 active listings at the end of the month, which is down 6.8% from last month and up 29% from last year. Months of inventory is sitting at 5.7. Composite benchmark price was $1,131,600, which is down 1.5% compared to last month and down 0.5% compared to last year. Looking at the city of Calgary, there was 1,648 sales, which is down 11.3% from last month and down 21.8% from last year. There was 1,611 new listings and a sales to new listings ratio of 102%, which is very interesting. We're seeing properties sell faster than they're coming on the market, at least last month in Calgary. Active inventory was sitting at 3,109, which was down 20% from last month and down 20.9% from last year, and there was 1.9 months of inventory. Composite benchmark price was sitting at 509,300, which was down 0.7% from last month and up 9.3% from last year. Looking over at the greater Edmonton area, there was 1,252 sales, which was down 14.6% from last month and down 31.2% from last year. There was 2,006 new listings and a sales to new listings ratio of 62%. Active inventory was sitting at 6,414, and that's down 10.2% from last month and up 10.5% from last year. There's 5.1 months of inventory and a benchmark price of $367,100. That's down 1.1% from last month and down 0.7% from last year. Now, if you're looking for more specific information on the Edmonton real estate market, I have specific videos that go in much more depth in Edmonton. And if you'd like to stay totally up to date on the Edmonton housing market, I recommend going to edmontonhousingmarket.ca to join my free Facebook group where you can get the latest info on what's going on in the Edmonton housing market. That's edmontonhousingmarket.ca. Looking over at Ottawa, there was 846 sales, which is down 14.2% from last month and down 42% from last year. There was 1,598 new listings, which is a 53% sales to new listings ratio. Active inventory was sitting at 2,961 at the end of the month, which was down about 9% from last month. I don't have the stat for the year over year change, but they were sitting at 3.4 months of inventory and a composite price of $623,500. That's down 1.1% from last month and down 1% from last year. All right, in Winnipeg, there was 870 sales, which is down 18.1% from last month and 30% from last year, down 30%. There was 1,426 new listings, a sales to new listings ratio of 61%. There was 3,455 active listings at the end of the month, which was down 6.2% from last month and up 53.4% from last year. And they had 4 months of inventory. Composite price was $330,000, which is down 2.1% from last month and down 2% from last year. Over in the Hamilton, Burlington area, there was 672 sales, which was down 13% from last month and down 42% from last year. There was 1,248 new listings, giving you a sales to new listings ratio of 54%. There was 2,131 active listings at the end of the month, which was down 9.2% from last month and up 231% from last year. They were sitting at 3.2 months of inventory. Benchmark price was $830,900, which is down 0.7% from last month and down 9% from last year. London and St. Thomas, they had 451 sales, which was down 10.5% from last month and down 44% from last year. There was 875 new listings during the course of the month, giving you a sales to new listings ratio of 52%. There was 1,487 active homes for sale at the end of the month, which was down 8.2% from last month and up 281.9% from last year. 3.3 months of inventory, a benchmark price of $575,500, which is down 1.4% from last month and down 9.9% from last year. In Niagara, there was 371 sales, which was down 19.1% from last month and down 49.1% from last year. There was 958 new listings, which gives you a sales to new listings ratio of 39%. There was 2,063 active homes for sale at the end of the month. Not sure on the inventory change month over month, but year over year, it's up 216%. And there was 5.6 months of inventory. Benchmark price was sitting at $642,600, which is down 1.6% from last month and down 8.4% from last year. Now looking at Windsor, Essex, they had 387 sales, which is down 4.9% from last month and down 46.6% from last year. There was 794 new listings, giving you a sales to new listings ratio of 49%. There was 1,218 active homes for sale at the end of the month, which is down 4.3% from last month and up 94.3% from last year. They had 3.1 months of inventory and a benchmark price of $574,000. That price is down 2.8% from last month and up 2.5% from last year. Over in Durham, there was 564 sales, which was down 10.7% from last month and down 44% from last year. There was 1,037 new listings, giving you a sales to new listings ratio of 54%. They had 1,025 active homes for sale at the end of the month, which was down 6.2% from last month. Don't have the yearly stat, but they had 1.8 months of inventory. In Greater Victoria, there was 384 sales, which is down 20% from last month and down 41.2% from last year. Not sure how many listings, but they had about 2,111 active inventory at the end of the month, which was down 3.7% from last month and up 138% from last year. They had 5.5 months of inventory and a benchmark price of $894,400. That's down 2.2% from last month and up 6.4% from last year. Over in Nova Scotia, they had 831 sales. They were down 5% for the month and down 28.7% for the year. They had 935 new listings, a sales to new listings ratio of 89%, 2,754 active listings at the end of the month, which means their inventory was down 11.7% for the month and up 21.9% for the year. They had 3.3 months of inventory, a benchmark price of $368,600, which was down 1.6% for the month and up 6.9% for the year. Over in Newfoundland, they had 532 sales, which was down 13.8% for the year. They had 590 new listings, a 90% sales to new listings ratio, and active inventory of 2,378 at the end of the month. That's down about 30.6% for the year. They had 4.5 months of inventory. Benchmark price was sitting at $280,200, which was down 0.4% from last month and up 6.6% from last year. The Quebec City Metro had 670 sales, which is up 6.3% from last month, but down 24% from last year. They had 892 new listings, a 75% sales to new listings ratio, 3,064 active inventory, which was down 0.1% from last month and up 8% from last year, and 4.6 months of inventory. Their benchmark price was sitting at $319,500, which was up 0.9% for the month and up 7.2% for the year. And then last but not least is the Montreal Metro. They had 2,716 sales for the month, which was up 1.9% for the month and down 39% for the year. There was 4,767 new listings and a sales new listings ratio of 57%. There was 16,397 active homes for sale at the end of the month, which was up 0.7% from last month and up 58% from last year. They had 6 months of inventory and a benchmark price of $501,000. That's down 0.7% for the month and up 0.8% for the year. So as you can see, most markets across Canada definitely are still seeing a big drop in the sales volume compared to this time last year, with almost all of them, or I'm pretty sure every single one we've looked at, we saw substantial drops in the sales volume. I think the minimum one was when we looked at just the whole province of Newfoundland was only down, just under 14% in sales volume for the year. Everywhere else was 20, 30, 40, 50% down in sales volume. So we're definitely seeing a lot less transactions happening. Not as big of a drop if you look month over month. The month over month changes make sense just from seasonality, going into December from when these stats were pulled. That's not really much of a surprise, but overall you can see that the market across Canada has slowed down. And the same thing with the prices. Most markets are down in prices. We've seen everybody come off the highs from earlier this year. It's just a matter of time to see how this continues to play out. The interest rate increases may soon be coming to an end. We're not totally sure. Good chance we still have a couple more hikes in there, but we'll have to see what the Bank of Canada does. And it does take some time for this to play through the market and for the market to stabilize. So make sure you tune in for future videos. If you like and subscribe, that way you'll never miss another Canadian real estate market update. So hope you got value out of this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. If you click over here, you can subscribe. And if you click over here, you can watch another video. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.